The truth about socialism.
You've heard the phrase a lot lately, democratic socialist. It's suddenly very common on the left. Bernie Sanders has called himself a democratic socialist. So has New York congressional candidate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
According to a new survey, 70% of American millennials say they'll likely vote socialist, and 1 in 3 of them view communism favorably. This as positive opinions about capitalism has dropped. And although socialism's a sweet idea, there's no college course called Intro to Sweet Ideas that kill millions.
I don't think that democratic socialism as an ideal has been able to be embodied in a larger social context. There's different forms of it. Some are bad, some are medium, some are better. But the fundamental commitment is to the dignity of ordinary people and to make sure they can live lives of decency. So it's not an ism, no, brother. It's about decency. It's about fairness. Right. It's about the accountability of the powerful vis-a-vis those who have less power. At the workplace, women dealing with the household, gays, lesbians, trans, black people, indigenous peoples, immigrants. How do we ensure that they are treated decently and that the powerful don't in any way manipulate, subjugate, and exploit them?
If we are serious about rebuilding the American middle class, if we are serious about reinvigorating American democracy, we need to develop a political movement which once again is prepared to take on and defeat a ruling class whose greed is destroying our nation.
If you leave the ownership and operation of enterprises in the hands of private people, then those private people are, in all cases, a very small minority of the society. They sit at the top of the economic system. They're the ones who own the bulk of the shares. They're the ones who sit on the board of directors, all of that. And they are constantly struggling to use those positions they have, which includes getting the surplus or profits of the society into their hands, to diminish the regulations, to be freer to do things their enterprises lead them to believe will be profitable. They don't want to be hemmed in by regulations, and they don't want their wealth taken from them by a redistributive government. So they begin to push back, and they have the incentive, but they also have the resources to push back, and so they take away the very socialist benefits that have been captured in earlier periods of their history.
This country has socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor.
I don't believe that in a moral and wealthy America, people should be too poor to live.
My view of democratic socialism builds on the success of many other countries around the world who have done a far better job than we have in protecting the needs of their working families, their elderly citizens, their children, their sick, and their poor.
We want improved and expanded Medicare for all. We want tuition-free public colleges and trade schools. We want a Green New Deal to address climate change.
Democratic socialism means that we must reform a political system which is corrupt, that we must create an economy that works for all, not just the very wealthy.